Hey everybody, my name is Samar Peterson. I am the Safe Harbor Division Director for the Link Safe Harbor Division. And what that means is that I oversee programming specific to young people that are experiencing or have experienced sex trafficking or exploitation, and also young people who are at risk of, so intersecting oftentimes with homelessness, placing, vulnerabilities on young people, in which lead to them needing services and support and advocacy from us and from other people in the community. So under our programming, we have quite a few different pockets of programming. We have a 24/7 emergency shelter for minors up to the age of 17. Within that emergency shelter, and it's called Passageways. Of course, most of you know the link is youth and adult led, and so young people did help to design Passageways. They named it Passageways because they thought about Harriet Tubman and her ability to lead people out of slavery, and so they named it Passageways to show that that's what our goal is to do, is to lead young people out of the impacts of trafficking and exploitation. So to lead them towards resources, to lead them towards safety, self-sufficiency, and love. If you ever, walk around our building, you'll see a lot of our names have really intentional titles. We have the Harriet Tubman Room, the MLK Room, the just a lot of stuff going on that I think is really amazing. And in our emergency shelter, we have a lot of cool things. We have on-site therapy, mental health therapy. We have on-site chemical dependency. We have a really cool partnership with the Southwest Metro School District, in which they have a teacher come in to provide and run class 5 days a week on site. Of course, hybrid during COVID. We also have a really cool partnership with the Midwest Children's Resource Center. They provide nursing, and folks that are really specific to young people that are experiencing trafficking and exploitation. So they provide those nurses on site, so young people can get, assessed quickly, get their basic needs and health needs met right away and ongoing. So that's a really cool piece of it. In addition to our emergency shelter, we also have a housing program, and we have operated with on-site housing, but we are about to and in the process of expanding that to off-site housing, because we see that some young people really work better through on-site housing, additional and ongoing support, whereas some people are a little bit further in their journey and can really benefit from having off-site housing in their own apartments. They're in a little bit different place, maybe a different place in their lives, and ready to really take on a lease with an individual landlord. So within that housing program, young people get to learn a lot about individual life skills. They get to learn how to maintain the expectations of their lease, to read their lease, to access resources, again, to continue pushing towards self-sufficiency. Excuse my puppy. And then outside of the housing program, we also have our supportive services team, which is a team with various kind of types of programming. So one of the main pieces of that is our regional navigator line. So the Link and our Safe Harbor Division hosts our regional navigator line. And the easiest way to describe that line, a lot of people would mirror that to a 24/7 crisis line, which is exactly what it is, but it is specific to youth under the ages of 25, so 24 and under, that are being impacted or experiencing sex trafficking or exploitation, and also young people that might be at risk. These vulnerabilities are extremely high and directly correlate with homelessness and housing and the need for all of those resources. And so it's a big thing in our community. The average age of entry into sex trafficking and exploitation is 12 to 14 years old. Long before young people really have a choice or an option to do other things, and when they're really truly at their most vulnerable state. And so that regional navigator line is really awesome. No matter what time, day or night, we will make sure young people get what they need right at that time. And so that's a really cool part of the supportive services team. And then we also have mobile case management. So we have case managers that go out and they work with youth in the community who are not in housing or shelter, and maybe aren't in need of housing and shelter, but still operate and work really well through having safe, trusting relationships with our case managers, people that can help to advocate for different resources and needs and connections, and really help them to build out their support system. In addition to that, we have aftercare. Our aftercare program is pretty crucial and unique in the way of where you see most people interact with services. They often don't have services beyond getting what they need at that moment. What we see a lot of the times is that young people need ongoing support. And so our aftercare specialists really work with young people, maybe after they leave housing or shelter, and ongoing up until their 25th birthday, as long as they allow us or want us to work with them. It's a really cool program. It allows us to really keep those connections and continue to build trusting and lasting and loving relationships with young people in an ethical way, of course, and professional way. And it's just really amazing to see that happen. Of course, there's also outreach and just a lot of different things going on under our division, as most of you know, that are also going on under the organization, the Links organization as well. So in addition to that, we do a lot of systems work, policy work, pushing for change, pushing for things to look differently, making sure that we are advocating and training communities to bring awareness and education around this. And another really cool part about our programming is that we hire survivors and people with lived experience. And I think that is the heart of our programming, to have and make sure that young people can connect with people who can relate and people that truly understand, right? And so that's a really cool part that all of our young people have access to. And the thing about Safe Harbor, though, however, is that there's a constant need. There's never enough funding. There's never enough housing. There's never enough shelter. There's never enough resources. And until we can dismantle systems, the best way for us to support young people is to make sure that those resources are available for them. And it takes a lot of folks to be able to do that. It takes, stakeholders, funders, community members, whether you're providing funding or providing a resource, sharing a skill. These things are incredibly important and crucial to the work that we're doing. We cannot do this without those folks. As a person with lived experience of homelessness, and operating and navigating my way to a division director, I can say that the biggest impact, or the biggest reason that I was able to be successful in my life, was because I had supportive people around me. I had people that cared. I had people that listened. I had people that contributed. I had people that provided. And I think that is one of the most important things that people can do individually and together for the youth in our community. The Link is awesome. We are game changers. We like to fill gaps. We like to make sure youth and young people have the resources and support that maybe don't already currently exist. Our mission, of course, is to help youth and young families to overcome the impacts of poverty and social injustice. And that is exactly what we do. And it is exactly in alignment with my personal values and goals as well. As a person with lived experience, a person who is identifies as Black, African American, and LGBTQ, a black LGBTQ woman with different intersectionalities, and those intersectionalities make discrimination more prone to a lot of people. And so the work that we are doing at the Link is crucial. It's different, it's unique, and it's lead work, man. So I encourage folks to be a part of that in whatever ways that you can. We appreciate you. We thank you. And please reach out if you have any other questions about what it is that we do in our Safe Harbor division, or what we do at the Link. Have a great day. Stay safe. Wear your masks.